Hello everybody, my name is Marion Morberg. I'm the president of Spirit Way. We're here in Thompson, Manitoba. I'd like to introduce a few people with me. This is Keith McDonald, he's our treasurer.
Good afternoon.
And this is Volker Beckman, who's not a board member,
Hi.
he's our project coordinator. And we're just giving you a presentation that we gave to the city of Thompson back in June 22nd, and we'd like to just highlight the projects that we've worked on this last year and where we're going within this next year for our community. So I'm going to turn this over to our current projects to Keith.
Yes, I'd like to introduce to the public our newsletter from, this is our 10th anniversary newsletter that we distributed out through the community. And if you need a copy, we'll certainly give you one. Raises the points of our current project. We're working on a children adventure playground, which is located out of the aviation site. And that's a joint venture between us and the Lions Club. We're currently underway with that project. We're probably about 75% complete. And we look forward, it's basically targeting, our younger folks between the ages of 2 and 12 and their parents. So if their parents always like to, we always like to have volunteers. So if the parents like to participate in some of our projects, there's a good one to start with. It's a very interactive park, and there's been a lot of usage out of it already this summer, even though it's not completely complete yet. We also are currently working on the wolf exhibit at the Boreal Discovery Center here in Thompson. The wolf exhibit is complete. We've done the waterfall this year, and it's transformed and actually matured into quite a nice space. So we'll be able to accept visitors to that and the Boreal Discovery Center later on. But we ask that if you have more information, you just check us out. I'm here to talk about the fundraise and the reinvestment in Thompson too. At the current date, it's about $1.9 million that we reinvested back into our numerous projects, including the Spirit Way walk that we do have. Our wolf mural that everybody knows, the Robert Bateman wolf mural that's on the Princeton Tower building.
Highland Tower.
Highland Tower.
Highland Tower.
Sorry about that. It's very, these are all projects that were built by your volunteer dollars investing into our community, and we thank you for that. The media coverage, on the back of our newsletter, we have media coverage here. It's in a small section, so it's very hard to see here on the TV land, but these are all media releases that were done on Thompson and our wolf projects and Thompson in general. They're all positive stories about Thompson, and they relate to about $225,000 worth of free advertising that we've done for the city. So we thank everybody on the list, and we do appreciate their support. Wolf initiatives, of course, we have about 14 listed here on our project, including the Boreal Discovery Center, which is one of our projects with the wolf exhibit. It actually was the phase 1 of the project for the Boreal Discovery Center. We have other projects here, we have wolf statues for sale. They're on an ongoing thing. We have a wolf and polar bear research where I believe one of our cast members here might get into there in a minute. We have wolf public art, as everybody knows, with our statues, our murals, things of that nature, that our GPS wolf hunt, that we tie everything into coordinates, that we have wolves situated in Thompson, Winnipeg, and Churchill. And if you achieve all the information, find all our wolves, we give you a master wolf tracker hunter certificate that's signed by all 3 mayors of the current cities that they reside in. And that's a good keepsake for you. And of course, we continue to look for more sponsorships, more volunteers. If you feel that you need to check ourselves out, you can go to www.thompsonspiritway.ca.
Thank you, Keith. As many of you might know, Thompson is now the wolf capital of the world, and we're very excited and delighted to be able to make that claim. And I'm going to give you a few reasons why, and I'm going to introduce Volker Beckman.
Thanks, Marion. Just to give you a little bit of history on this, when the wolf mural was painted on Highland Towers back in 2005, we started to get a lot of interest from the public and the media across the country about the mural, and people kept saying, well, they love wolves and they'd like to see this and they'd like to contribute and so on. And we were a little surprised at the time because wolves have always been in the forest around Thompson, but they're very difficult to see. So at our annual general meeting in November 2008, a motion was passed unanimously by the board and the people there, including, I think the mayor was there at the time as well, that we explore Thompson becoming the wolf capital of the world. And since that time, we've developed a lot of relationships, have made friends in the sort of the wildlife conservation wolf community, which is extensive around the world. And people have supported the projects we're undertaking and have provided funds for the projects we're undertaking. And some of the partnerships that we've developed are with Travel Manitoba, which is the provincial tourist development organization, with the Tourism Secretariat, which is the province of Manitoba's tourism arm, Frontiers North, which is the tundra buggy people in Churchill, and the Wildlife the Wildlife branch of the Department of Conservation, Manitoba Conservation, as well as the Wildlife Society. So these are all organizations that we've been in touch with and we've been working on, including a number of Canadian universities, such as Dr. Rick Badak from the University of Manitoba, Dr. Marco Musiani from the University of Calgary, he's a noted wolf biologist, Dr. Alistair Bath from Memorial University in Newfoundland. And Dr. Bath was so interested in what he began to recognize here that in 2012 at an international conference that we held, he was one of our keynote speakers. He's come back since then several times. Dr. Bath is an expert in the field of human dimensions. A number of years ago, I didn't even know what that word meant, but that is the study of how people interact with wildlife. Whether it's grizzly bears or jaguars in Mexico or polar bears or deer or whatever it is, how do people react and respond? Do they protect them? Do they fear them? Do they love them? Do they want to manage and so on? So he studies that and works out relationships in wildlife management in countries all over the world. I know in the last year he's been at least to Brazil, Jerusalem, Croatia, Alaska, Yellowknife. So he's become so intrigued with our work here that he's come back several times. And last year, one of his master degree students, whose name is Bonnie Bishop, has been doing her thesis paper on human dimension study of wolves in Thompson, Manitoba. Last year, she completed 389 extensive surveys. These are 101 different questions. And this year she was back doing, I think, 600 surveys at the R.D. Parker Collegiate, as well as a couple hundred people who are visitors. And her whole approach is to ask people what they like about wolves. Do they hate wolves? Do they fear wolves? If they saw a wolf, would they want it to be destroyed or whatnot? What do they think about the Wolf Center of Excellence idea that we have? And her research has shown just generally, and she will be presenting her paper at a huge conference in Winnipeg next week, but the evidence so far is that about 50% of the public in Thompson are slightly or strongly in favor of all things wolf. 30% roughly are neutral, and 5 to 15% are slightly or strongly opposed. And Dr. Bath tells us that is a very strong base to start with, where you already have half the population in favor, and the other 30% just basically need more information. She will be taking her paper to the conference in Winnipeg this month, and then going internationally to Human Dimensions Conference in Kenya, Africa next year, and highlighting Thompson. So that really puts us on the international stage. So all these things together over the last number of years, we felt has a strong basis for support. So in May of this year, we launched the Wolf Capital of the World campaign. It was launched at the trade show. We've created a logo for it. We've created caps. I think we've probably sold about 160 of these Wolf Capital caps so far. And they're available from Spiritway board members. And we launched as well a business program for businesses to become Wolf Capital of the World sponsors at either a silver, bronze, or gold level. And over 25 businesses have already become sponsors that way. So that's all positive news about that as people start to learn the benefits of what we're doing for the community. We are also currently working with a city in England called Wolverhampton in the United Kingdom, who will be next year developing fiberglass wolf statues in their community that will be painted by celebrities and then they will do a promotion program. They expect over 100,000 visitors to come to their city over the next year to take a look at these beautifully designed fiberglass statues. We've been in touch with them. They like what we're doing. They're actually talking about changing their design for their statue to match ours. Their director has shown on Facebook wearing our Wolf Capital of the World page, and they're talking about donating one of their statues to us when their project is over, and even maybe twinning our two cities. So we're getting a loyal following in England, which is kind of interesting as well. So these are all initiatives that we're undertaking as part of our Wolf Capital campaign, and now we're going to Winnipeg to a huge Wildlife Society conference to launch this. Maybe Marion can give you a little bit of information on that. We'll talk about that some more.
Yeah, we're very excited. We're going to be at the 22nd Annual Wildlife Conference in Winnipeg. They have over 1,400 delegates from around the world attending. It will be this October 17th to the 22nd. It's 5 days long. We're very excited about that because we get a chance to present our projects to wildlife and people from around the world, all scientists, researchers, master's programs, PhDs. As a gold sponsor, we have to thank Travel Manitoba very much for their sponsorship. We've been allowed to promote our trip, and we have a trip, I'll back this up a bit. Dr. Alistair Bath will be doing a symposium at noon on Tuesday, and we're asking this massive group of people, what would a Wolf Center of Excellence be? What does it entail? If this was your fantasy world, what would it be? What would you make it? We have so much knowledge in that room that we're so impressed we get to pick all these people's brains. So for that 1 hour session, we're extremely excited that we have the potential to ask all of these researchers on what a Wolf Center of Excellence would be. So entice people to come to our session because it's at lunchtime and it's 1 hour long. We've been offering a trip, wolves, whales, and northern lights, for the last 4 months on the website. And this is with the Wildlife Conference website, the Wildlife Society's website. Their website goes out to, they have 50,000 recipients on their website. So we've been selling a trip from Winnipeg to Thompson and Churchill return for wolves, whales, and northern lights for the last 4 months. And what the project is that if you attend our symposium, your name goes into a draw and you can travel next August 2016. So we're also extremely excited that we have partnership with Frontiers North Adventures. They're the Tundra Buggy people from Churchill, and we are putting together 4 trips for this coming August 2016, and it's called Wolves, Polar Bears, and Whales, and we will have a 7-day package available for sale, and this will be sold at the conference to 1,400 delegates, and this will be a new project that we're creating here in Thompson to help with our tourism initiatives. So we're very excited about that, and we also have to thank very much Comair for their support, and they're part of this project. What else are we going to talk about?
Yeah, that's kind of interesting.
These are our hats that we're selling in case anybody is interested, and what I'm very impressed with is that not only is it a logo of a wolf howling under the moon. We also have Thompson, Manitoba on the side. We're selling these around town for $20. We also have grocery bags that will be available at the museum.
That's right. And the wolf caps, absolutely, we're talking to different people in the community. This is a flyer now that we put out talking about Thompson doesn't own these wolves. They roam the region, and looking at this as a regional economic development aspect in terms of ecotourism, in terms of research, education, and conservation. And we hope to we've already had support from the community of Woboden and the chief from Nelson House First Nations as well. So we hope to bring some of those other people aboard. So if people want to see this information, you can contact us at our website or contact anybody on the board and we'll get the information to you. If you'd like to buy a cap or become a Wolf Capital World sponsor, even though we've had businesses buying into this, any individual can. We had a couple people already do that. At $100 or $200 or $300, you can become a Wolf Capital sponsor. So these are all things that are going on, and we hope to have over the next few months the results of how the discussions happen at the conference. There are already several organizations, Polar Bears International, Pew Foundation. These are in different environmental wildlife groups. We will be having discussions with them because they're interested in also what we're doing. We hope to bring that knowledge back and maybe some letters of intent or agreements signed or partnerships or funders, because we have several million worth of projects that we want to continue on for the benefit of Thompson and the area, and the animal, of course, as well.
A lot of these projects are to do with school-age children and schools, and we've been working already with Wolves Without Borders for the last 7 years with 3 schools and 3 continents. It's a very exciting project, and a lot of the kids are really happy with it. It's the wolf pack is like a family, and it's part of their science, and it's with Mexico, United States, and Canada. And we're also looking at doing other research projects involving schools. Too much to talk about in this session, but this is part of what we're doing at the conference. So we're very excited. We're going to be around a lot of very influential organizations that can also help us with these projects and that want to participate as well.
The other point to mention too is that, of course, wolves in the boreal forest are difficult to see. It's dense forest. Lots of people don't even think there are any there. We're encouraging people, if you see a wolf, if you're driving on the highway, you're fishing, you're camping, even if you get a glimpse of it, go to our website, thompsonspiritway.ca, and report it on there. You'll see a wolf sightings link, and even if it's just a text one, if you can get a photograph with a camera or cell phone, that's even better. And once a month, we will be giving a $40 prize to the best wolf photo of the month. This was the first month, and Terry Robinson was the recipient of that. She's got some great wolf photos and videos on there. You can look at the website. So please go to the website, have a look, and go to our Wolf Capital of the World Facebook page. Please like it and share it, because that's the information we're getting out. We just had somebody like it from Pennsylvania the other day. We're getting some of our hits from overseas. So all these things are done in a way to bring Thompson some positive attention in a whole new area of development. And we want to encourage the public to help us with the program.
That's correct. So thank you very much, everybody, for spending your time with us this afternoon, and we look forward to bringing you more amazing projects with the Spirit Way project.